Good morning. I'm outside. Yes, it's a nice fall, uh, cool day. And the question of the day, usually it's a message, but it's a question. I was just kind of thinking about this. Whenever we have an issue, like my issue back in the day was asking for help. Okay. I hate to ask for help. I like to be independent. I like to know that I was in control of the outcome of what I wanted to happen, and I didn't have to depend on anybody else. So, what that means is that when you're scared of something like that, I said scared, I know it's crazy, we're protecting ourselves, okay? And so asking for help just hits different, if you've been let down, if you're like, no, I can manage all these things at the same time, maybe you can. Maybe you've taught yourself how to do that. You've been able to carry all that weight by yourself because asking for help is spotty, iffy, scary, okay? But what I realized is when I started, you know, confronting that, when I started saying, I actually do need some help and I have to ask, I have to talk to people. People have to know my problems, my issues. They're going to think I'm weak, all those type of things. Um, I started feeling this heaviness like in the pit of my stomach, almost like in the diaphragm area, and I was like, that's weird. Whenever I feel like I have to ask for help or I need something, I have to reach out to somebody, I feel that right there, like in the pit of my stomach, diaphragm area. And I was like, what is that about? You know? So I'm like, just like with anything else, if you're able to relax and release it, then you can move through it. Okay. Sometimes it's just a message saying that this is where you're holding that negative energy, that space that doesn't need to be there. Because asking for help is not scary. If somebody says no, that's okay. You can move on to something else, someone else, and just try to find it that way. We're talking about asking for help in the best way possible, not just like mooching or manipulating people. But just knowing that that space right there gets tightened up, like, and if you decide to loosen it, if you decide to breathe, because honestly it's a catching of your breath kind of thing. You're tightening up that space because it's a fight or flight kind of situation and you don't know which one you need to do, and so you hold on to both for your safety, but it's not scary anymore. People are out here willing to help, wanting to help, waiting for you to ask. There's resources, there's so many things out here that could help you move to any level that you want to move to. Like, just don't be afraid to look for it, find those resources, and ask for help, okay? Release that space, that tightness in your stomach, that diaphragmatic, tension. Release it, okay? And breathe. This coming transition, this coming transformation is all about peace and finding your nervous system regulated every day at all times. And I know that sounds crazy. You're like, I'm just relaxed all the time, no matter what. Just like Bruce Lee, he didn't walk around all tensed up, ready to fight somebody all the time. His nervous system was regulated. But even if he did see an opponent coming or something like that, because they tried to fight him on the street, he was relaxed. And that way he won the battle because he was always relaxed and knew what he was getting into. The other person came with rage and passion and anger and all that type of stuff. And that can easily be manipulated. But when you're calm, when you're regulated, when you're safe, you just feel different. You feel happier, you feel lighter, you feel stronger. I know that sounds crazy because you're like, I can be strong when I'm all like Lucy, because you are. You're at your strongest when your heart is open, when your mind is open, when you're elevated, when you're light, that's when you're at your strongest. So tap into that, okay? Release that belly, okay? Breathe and relax all through your body. Check in with your body. See where you're holding that tension, because there's other places that could mean other things. And do some research on that. If you're feeling tension in your shoulders, research that, because that means you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, okay? If your heart feels heavy, that means that, guess what? You're not opening it up to love. Like, all these different places in your body mean things. They hold that energy that you're not releasing, okay? So think about that. Release some of that energy, okay? It's time to be. It's time to be you. It's time to be beautiful. It's time to inspire people. It's time to live your purpose. It's time. So, long message. Sorry. Thanks for listening. Love you guys. Bye. I'm Isis.